Hey, what's up you guys? My name's Mina. Welcome to my channel, Mina Reads, and today we are going to be talking about some of my 5-star predictions. So before we get into the video, please follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. It's a fun time over there, so go ahead and do that. Alright, now I'm done the shameless YouTuber plug thing, and we're going to get into these 5-star predictions. So if you have been on my channel for a little while and you see my past few wrap-ups, you will know that I have not been having the most amazing reading year. I haven't really found that many new favorites, and it just has been it's been a bit of a slow year for me in terms of reading and finding new things that I really love. So I'm hoping that these books that I'm going to talk about in this video are going to be new favorites, and they're going to be ones that I'm just obsessed with and I can't stop recommending to you guys. So I just figured let's do this 5-star predictions video, and then maybe once I read all the books we will reflect on past Mina's decisions and see if these books were actually 5 stars or not. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first book that I have is Neon Gods by Katee Robert. This book comes out June 1st. Thank you to the publisher for sending this to me, by the way. So everyone that I know that has already read this absolutely loved it. I've been seeing a lot of 5-star ratings on Goodreads so far, and I personally really like the way that Katee Robert writes steamy scenes and stuff, so I'm hoping that I'm really gonna love this book. So this is a modern Hades and Persephone retelling, and I think that this could be a really interesting story. It's basically about Persephone. Her mom is trying to marry her off to Zeus, and Persephone does not want to marry Zeus despite what her mother decided for her, so she kind of escapes to this undercity and she makes a deal with Hades, and I think they're pretending to be in a relationship or something so that she won't have to marry Zeus. I enjoy the whole fake dating trope or relationship of convenience thing. I really like that kind of stuff in romances, and I think that Katee Robert writes amazing steamy scenes, so I'm hoping that this will just be the perfect combination of some tropes that I love and also the steamy goodness that I really love out of my romances typically. So yeah, hopefully we're gonna get 5 stars out of this. Okay, the next one is a sequel. So this is Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. This is the second book in the Red Rising series or saga, whatever it's called. And so I read Red Rising and I gave that book 4 stars. It was really good. This is a sci-fi dystopian series. It's about this guy named Darrow, and he is a Martian, and in the Martian society there's a social caste system based on colors, and he is a red. The reds are at the bottom of society and they are basically used for menial labor. And when Darrow discovers that his people are treated as slaves, he decides that he's going to infiltrate the upper levels of society, and he's going to become a gold. So in the first book we see him undergoing his transformation to become a gold, and we see him infiltrating gold society. And so I'm pretty sure that this is going to be more about his life in golden society, and hopefully how he's going to figure out how to help his people and fix their plight and all that kind of stuff. I've heard really amazing things about the sequel. People who enjoyed the first book say that the second book is even better, and it's a huge improvement upon the series. So I'm excited about this. It's very violent and bloody and disturbing, but I really liked it. I thought that Pierce Brown's writing was really cinematic, so I think that since I gave the first one 4 stars, if this is an improvement on the concepts in that one, then I feel this should be a surefire 5 stars. Okay, next one that we have here is the final revival of Opal and Nev. And the final revival of Opal and Nev is about this 70s punk group, basically. I'm pretty sure it's 2 people, Opal and Nev. And so Opal, she is a black rock star, and this is her story, and this is the story of her and Nev and their relationship, and maybe the falling out of their group and why their group broke up. And it's told in an interview format, kind of this whole tell-all interview format, and I think that I'm going to give this book 5 stars. One, because I really love any type of story that deals with musicians. I'm usually a huge sucker for musicians in fiction, so I'm excited to read about this. I'm excited to read about a black woman in a rock group. That sounds super exciting to me, and I think that this is also supposed to just deal with stuff that she goes through in the entertainment industry as a black woman at this time period and everything like that. I think the major thing that is signaling to me that I'll probably really love it is the fact that it's told in this tell-all interview format. So it's a non-traditional storytelling method, and I personally really love that. When I read Daisy Jones and the Six 2 years ago now, when I read Daisy Jones and the Six, that became one of my all-time favorite novels. I really love the interview format. I really like this oral storytelling device that is utilized through the whole tell-all interview format. So I really enjoy that, and I think I'll probably really enjoy it in this book as well. Hopefully it's amazing. and I've been seeing a lot of really good reviews for this one as well, so I don't know, it seems like a surefire bet to be 5 stars. Next we have To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paulini. This book is a sci-fi space opera. It's about this woman named Kira, and she is some kind of a biologist. I think she does some type of science basically, and she works on this crew of people, and they are like surveying a new planet or something, and I believe she encounters like an extraterrestrial life form, and things happen from there. I don't know too much more about it, but something about the synopsis kind of reminds me of The Expanse by James S.A. Corey, and I really like that series, and I like the TV show like adaptation for that. So I don't know, I enjoy the whole like first contact with aliens, space opera vibe, so I think that this should be really good. And this is a standalone, which is kind of exciting to me because I mentioned before the Expanse series. The Expanse series is like 10 books long or some shit, so it's fun to think about like an expansive, pun intended, sci-fi novel or sci-fi story that is encapsulated in just one book rather than spanning 10 whole novels. That's kind of a lot, so hopefully I will love this. I've been a little bit intimidated to start it though because it is like 800 pages, but my friend Erin, she really loved this book like a few months ago, and she's the one who motivated me to buy it. So Erin, if I don't love this book, it is all your fault. I'm expecting a refund. Alright, so the next book that we have is The Girl with the Stars in Her Eyes by Axelrod. This is about a young black woman named Toni. She has her own rock band. They're called the Lilies, and she's trying to basically get them to like break out into superstardom. And this book is set in Philly, and so this is basically about her and like the music scene and her trying to get her band to be noticed. I think there's like a second chance romance in this as well with a character named Sebastian. I don't remember how she knows him. It seems like her and Sebastian maybe had like a fling or something when they were in their teens, and now years have gone by, and it's possible that he could be the key to like jump starting her career now that she's trying to become like, you know, a rock star and everything. So I like the second chance romance trope. I love rock stars. I mentioned that already. And like it's set in Philly, my city, so hopefully I'm gonna love it. Hopefully it'll be great, and I'm very excited about it. Also, I think the cover is really cool. Like, I don't know why, but I really like this cover. So, fingers crossed it's amazing. Alright, so the next book that I have to tell you guys about is Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan. I have been meaning to read a book by Kennedy Ryan for literal years at this point, but I don't know why I keep putting it off. But Kennedy Ryan is much beloved in the romance community, so I think that the first Kennedy Ryan book that I want to try is going to be Queen Move. So Queen Move, I believe this is like a childhood friends to lovers story, and basically they used to be childhood friends, and I think they maybe became estranged, and it seems like the main character likes this guy, you know, her childhood friend, but he's actually taken right now, which sounds super duper messy. I don't know how that's going to pan out at all, but it sounds interesting. Hopefully it'll be good. I do enjoy like the friends to lovers trope, and I've just heard nothing but amazing things about Kennedy Ryan as a writer. People in particular seem to have heavily praised this book when it came out like last year, maybe the year before. So I don't know, hopefully it'll be amazing. Also the cover is really pretty, so like maybe just for vain reasons I'm hoping that it'll be a 5-star. I feel like it should be interesting, and it sounds very messy, so I love mess. Hopefully it'll be really good. Okay, so the next book that I want to tell you guys about is The Duke Who Didn't by Courtney Milan. So The Duke Who Didn't is a historical romance, and it's basically about this girl Chloe. I believe this is also a childhood friends to lovers story. So she has this childhood sweetheart. She really likes him, but she tells him that like she's not interested in a relationship with him until he can become more serious, because I guess he's supposed to be like a mischievous trickster type. I don't know, something like that. He can never be serious, so she tells him to come back when he's really serious and he's got his life together and he's all settled down basically. He comes back into her life 3 years later, and he wants to try and make it work with her. I have heard amazing things about this. Everyone that I know who has read it has given it 5 stars, and I want to get into historical romance. I feel like historical romance is a genre, like a subgenre of romance, that I've been having a lot of trouble finding like my personal niche in. So I'm hoping that this will be like the one that makes me fall in love with historical romances. Also, this cover is really nice. I like it a lot. Do we see? Yeah, the cover is really nice. I hope that I'm gonna love it. And I have read a Courtney Milan book before. The last time I read a Courtney Milan book was in 2019. That was a long time ago. But I read Hold Me by Courtney Milan, and I really liked that book a lot. I thought it was just amazing. It was so smart, and just, whoo, it was good. So I'm hoping that this give me those same vibes and remains just as memorable as Hold Me was. And the last book that I have to tell you guys about is The Son of the Storm by Suyi Davies Okunbawa. So this book is about this character named Danso, and Danso, he is a scholar, and he just studies the history of this city that he lives in, and basically he uncovers some of the city's secrets. And I guess this is about like the city's corruption and about this magic that the city has been hiding from the population. It sounds really interesting. It seems like it should be a cool fantasy read, and I just really love the cover of this. It just sounds really cool, and I like the idea of like a scholar as the main character of a fantasy. Like, I don't think that he's a warrior or anything, and I feel like that's fascinating to me because most fantasy seems to be, you know, it stars either somebody who's like, they're completely naive, a damsel in distress, they don't really know anything about what's going on in the world, or they are like a hardened warrior that is, you know, jaded by the world and blah blah blah. So it'll be interesting to read about this kind of like naive scholar type in a fantasy world. I don't know, it sounds like it should be a good time. It's also blurbed by S.A. Chakraborty, and y'all know that I love the David series, so hopefully I'm gonna love it. And she said that it's a thrilling, fantastical adventure that introduces a beguiling new world and then rips apart everything you think you know. We love the sound of that. We love the sound of that. So hopefully I'm really gonna love this book, and I don't know, I just have the highest of hopes for it. I'm just praying, fingers crossed, it's gonna be good, because I really need a new fantasy series to fall in love with. So I'm hoping that this is it. That's all the books that I predict are going to be 5-star reads. Hopefully they will be amazing. Hopefully I will fall in love with them, and hopefully I will get my reading year on track, because I want to find some new favorites. I feel like last year in 2020 a lot of my favorite series finished, so now I just feel like I kind of have nothing to look forward to in terms of like new releases and stuff and all that kind of stuff. So it will be fun to fall in love with some new authors, fall in love with some new series and everything like that, and just have something to look forward to in terms of books releases and all that good stuff. So that's it. I won't keep you here too much longer. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video, hopefully. So bye guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and a special thank you to all of my wonderful patrons.